Hi, this is Stephen here from Sound of an Ocean Wave, and this is day 13 of the May Daily Draws. So let's see what message we get today, and I'll be taking the first card from the Druidcraft Tarot, followed by an oracle card from the Seasons of the Witch Beltane oracles. So let's choose our first card and get the reading underway. Here we go. The Ace of Cups. Interesting, because I believe it was yesterday that we had the Ace of Wands. We've certainly had it recently. And this is the Ace of Cups, so a new phase in our emotional well-being, a new relationship or a new beginning with current relationships, maybe even a healing or a rebirth of a relationship. I love how the water's pouring out and it's coming down and it's almost washing over the rocks, and it's, to me, it does have that going with the flow, and also letting the flow bring healing where necessary. Sometimes, we've talked about the need to not be too isolated, and we may have cut ourselves off or allowed ourselves to be cut off from others with a sense of self-preservation, because we felt wounded in relationships, because we we feel too vulnerable and tender with those experiences, that we don't want to expose ourselves to more hurt. And that can be an aspect of it. That can be an aspect of why we choose to, or we allow ourselves to be disconnected from other people and to become isolated. And that's what we've got to be careful of. Here's a new opportunity for us that the Ace of Cups represents, to perhaps have a fresh start emotionally and with relationships in general. Yes, it can mean romantic relationships. Everybody wants to know about romantic relationships. Yes, it can include that. It can include marriages. It can include romantic relationships. But it's also, to me, the emotional realm of relationships in general, between friends, family, people, community, where they may need a little bit of healing, a bit of healing waters to wash over the barren, dry, rough rocks that have come in to block the flow of good, positive energy that needs to be restored. And quite often it's tapping into the source of that. And also, this cup can also represent ourselves, where we overflow with this energy, with this water, this healing water energy, and then it overflows around us. So maybe what this says is that it starts with us and overflows outwards. It has to begin perhaps with us. The healing starts within us and then overflows. So, because quite often we look at others and want them to be changed, want them to, if only they would act a different way, if only they would do this, do that, be this way. But maybe, but are we willing to change? Are we going to change as well? So maybe we need to put the focus on ourselves and change and transform ourselves and let that overflow and let others catch on to that by our example. So That's another way that I see this card speaking to us today. Maybe we are going to be the healing that we have wanted in a situation. But it starts with the healing of some of the emotional scars and wounds that we have ourselves, and that then overflows outwards into our relationships. So that's the primary message, I believe. There's a new opportunity. It's a start, a new start. It's an ace, or the aces are like beginnings of the opportunities for a new start. So whatever's gone before, we can move forward and build those relationships, and maybe restore some relationships that have been damaged. But of course, primarily it does start within us, that healing waters that come, that cleanses of all the dross of the negative energy, of the the bad experiences that we've had. And it doesn't, if people have mistreated us, it doesn't excuse that. But sometimes we need to let that go in order for the healing. We say we don't condone it, we never condone it, we don't excuse it, but we release it, let it be washed away by this water, so that we're not tied to that experience anymore, so that we can move onwards to better things and be better in ourselves. Okay, let's see which oracle card we can get with that. Pegasus, the winged horse. And you can see the skeleton there. It's almost as if you see, it's like an X-ray. Maybe we need to almost like do an emotional X-ray of ourselves and find out where the healing needs to be. And underneath here it says, break free, dear one, spread wide and far, for you aren't containable, you are limitless. So what this is saying is, break free of these things that we need the healing from. Once we've done that, it's like some chains of being released, and we're free to fly up into the sky, and we're not limited. Maybe these things that we're still holding on to are limiting the experiences we can have, and we need to deal with them in order to be able to break free of that, and take some of those limitations off us. So let's open up to the healing waters that come from this new opportunity that the universe brings to us, and let's move forward and grow and heal so that we can do what we want to be able to do. Okay, that is today's message. I'll be back tomorrow with day 14. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.